In my head, I don't know what to think. He knelt to the ground and pulled out a ring and said, "Marry me, Juliet, you never have to feel alone."
Don't let your kids watch it. Before you know it, they're going to be eating sports candy and moving and running and jumping and dancing and being healthy.
Well, if it isn't my beautiful audience, Jinlong here. Since I have sexy cat girls haunting me wherever I go, this time, as you can see, I am dressed for the occasion. Meow. Initially, I was planning to make a video on a different topic entirely, but also to do with TikTok. Some people are making some truly disgusting things over there involving food.
When your kids say they don't like water, add lemon juice, cucumber, jelly beans, olive oil, whipped cream, sprinkles. Voila.
Would you eat this bug pizza for $1 billion? If so, let me know.
Nice. But none of them compare to the lady who does the same thing. Gross food TikToks for shock value, except in her toilet.
Okay, and twist it in there. And you're gonna just spiral it around like that. Some of this. There we go. This is the most important part. Okay? Make sure that it fills a lot of the tank, okay? Yep. You want it extra creamy just because there's a little bit of water mixed in there. You'll add some whipped cream. Here.
Oh my goodness, that is so extra.
Yeah. Okay.
Go for it.
Look at it's churning it into chocolate milk. Then you just get in there and you can sip it right up.
Ugh, God, nobody wants to see that. So yeah, I initially planned to talk about that, but I made the mistake of checking in on our favorite dancing sexy cat girls on TikTok, then on YouTube, then on Rule 34. Oh God. If you don't know what this is all about, I previously made a video on an internet rarity I found called Tito Lizzardo. If you want to check that video out, I'll leave the link here, but basically, it's the biggest sexy catgirl fur bait that I managed to find on TikTok. This is what happens when you get Talking Tom and friends and upgrade them, but then you have to click fuck go back, because now your creation made you horny and you need spiritual cleansing. After doing a lot of research on what exactly this was, I figured out it was a partnership between Sony Music and a Mexican animation studio named Anima to release Tito Lizzardo and Caddy B as the first virtual Latino artists. Sort of like Talking Angela meets Hatsune Miku. I'm honestly so surprised that no one else is talking about this. This is a niche thing on the internet that some people have seen around, there's been memes of it, people are thirsting over it. But despite 4 million followers on TikTok, no one's talking about it. No YouTubers have made any videos on it. So far, I'm the only person to have covered Tito Lizzardo and how weird this whole thing is, as far as I know. Man, not even the furry community knows this exists. This is one of the weirdest TikTok channels I've ever seen. And not weird like in an obvious way, because if you look at it straight, it looks like a normal account about dancing cartoon animals. You'd probably think it's from a children's show or something. But it's just, there's always something off about it. Something about these videos that gives me a really sus vibe. And if the comments from their beloved fans are anything to gauge, it's pretty obvious where this vibe is coming from. Their pants.
The cat looking like a snack.
Is she single?
Someone is touching themselves to this right now.
Why are they so hot?
Those cats finna make me act up.
Why did you make the cats hot?
Anyone see the shakes from the cat?
If cartoon cat, why sexy?
Can you do a vor video, please?
Vor vids, please.
Hey, why are you never responding to my question if you could make a vor video? I really want to see some vor from you.
There is no way the creators of this thing don't know what they're doing. They walk this dangerous line between perfectly family-friendly and some more sus videos. Downright suggestive furbait. Like I mentioned in my previous video, though Tito Lazardo is most active on TikTok, they also use YouTube. They often post covers and fully animated music videos, and both the animation and the music are incredibly well done. There's an obvious high production value behind all this. Not to mention the dancing is very well choreographed. I listened to some of the songs, and they're not bad. Really. It's pop, it's reggaeton, so it doesn't stop it from sounding a bit generic at times, but in terms of production, it's really well done. Hey, for those of you who don't know, reggaeton is a style that comes from Puerto Rico, a music style, but you can find it pretty popular all around South America. It's not exactly pop, it's what you Americans would call as the equivalent of hood music. It was more common among lower class people, and it stayed that way until suddenly this style trended all around the world, especially with white girls who knew how to say Buenos Dias and were 3% Mexican on Ancestry.com. What caused reggaeton to blow up overnight? Well, it all started with a nightmare I like to call Despacito. Oh, good lord, 2017 was a nightmare year. I heard this song on the radio every single day. Every single day! I have Vietnam flashbacks of people asking me to sing this accursed song because I happen to speak Spanish. All that's left now is for Tito Lizzardo to make a goddamn cover of this goddamn song, and my life will be complete. It's kind of curious though. Now that I think about it, everything Tito made was covers, nothing was original. Until, of course, Sony Music announced that there were going to be albums and original songs by them right now, in 2021. So what happened to that? The channel's been updated since then, so there you go, an original song by Tito Lazardo.
Vente al party en mi casa, con tu baile me matas, vamos a darle bien duro, mi gata. Qué bueno que viene, gata corazón. Cuando llegas a la fiesta todos sienten el calor. Que ven que lo mueve. Gata corazón. Maullas al oído, ronroneas por amor.
Like, a little more or less generic sounding, but production-wise, they're good. They really are. Which makes it all the more puzzling how little information there is as to who is making these. I managed to find out that this actually didn't start out as a Sony Music project. It was acquired by Sony afterwards, but Tito Lizzardo first began as a project by Anima Studios and a strange company named ZipZap. Like, honestly, their page is kind of empty, their projects are kind of unclear. I looked some of them up, but there's really little info on what ZipZap does and who they work for. Sony Music then made a partnership with them for Tito Lizzardo, but seems even Sony is ashamed of its adopted child, cause I couldn't find a single word about it in the Sony Music site. The only information I could find was specifically on Sony Music Spain. There was one single article on Tito Lizzardo dating back to December 18th, 2020, and that's it, no updates since then. The only proof there's real humans working on this thing and not a strange catgirl-obsessed AI program is this very pixelated, badly integrated picture of Tito, Juan, and Caddy, with what says are the director of Sony Music Spain and the president of Sony Music Iberia. This is honestly the only solid proof that human beings at Sony are working on this thing. Otherwise, it's complete radio silence to find any information about Tito Lizzardo in the slightest. I tried searching up the singers too, the people who voiced Tito and his friends. None of the artists had any acknowledgement of the Tito Lizzardo project except for the voice of Caddy B. But none of them have a single post in their social medias or something that acknowledges this exists. Like, seriously, I had to scour the internet for a while to find the little information I have. This is like a secret FBI operation, cause whoever is running this thing is keeping their mouths shut tight. It's really rare to have a project about cartoon catgirls be this secretive. It's quite curious that although we barely have slivers of info as to who these cats and this one crocodile are, it's still really unclear how their world works. The YouTube says the following. Tito Lizzardo and Caddy B are two teenagers from Miami who love urban music and are keen to succeed with their own songs. Tito and Caddy represent the triumph of cultural diversity and dream of a better world. Values they transmit are empathy, friendship, creativity, the ability to work as a team, and a healthy lifestyle. Well, if that ain't as vague and generic as a TikTok influencer can get. Oh yeah, that's a healthy lifestyle alright, if you know what I mean. I mean, here's food for thought. Have you noticed that Tito is the only one here who isn't a cat? Why is everyone else a cat? Is the Miami of their world covered in anthro-animals? But then if they're interacting with humans, and everyone who follows them on TikTok are humans, then does that mean they exist as animalistic abominations in this one house in Miami? Are they being kept there to contain the second pandemic where we all die of anthro-rabies? Also, Tito has been shown to have something going on with Caddy. It's actually rather cute and wholesome, and sometimes less wholesome, which also makes me wonder what the implications of this relationship are. How do a cat and a crocodile do the hanky-panky? If they have a kid, what's it gonna turn out like? Tito and Caddy are definitely shown to have a thing going on. Like, they interact a lot, they're cute with each other. But then when I went to check the TikTok after a while, the first video I click on, this comes up. Bro, what? Is he cheating on her? Oh, No, there's no way they're justifying this with, it's just a dance, cause like, dude, friends don't dance like this. Man, they're just like real influencers, starting drama on purpose to get views. I actually wonder if they're gonna use this to start some drama for real? It's an actual tactic. A lot of influencers out there plan fights with other influencers on purpose to get views and ad revenue for both. Imagine their thirsty followers getting mad over a love triangle between cat girls that don't exist. That'd be something. Also, fun fact, this ginger cat girl's name is Tiger Lily, and apparently she is Caddy B's sister. So I guess that makes that one TikTok of them slapping each other's butts all that more awkward. As you know, I had to search on the deep web to uncover any info on this entire ordeal, and some of the places I ended up in were DeviantArt, For Affinity, Rule 34. Yeah, you can already imagine I did not like what I found, and I need Jesus to cleanse my soul after this. This is disturbing. You know these people who have like an inflation fetish? Like, it's a thing where you like make the characters inflate like balloons. That's kind of what it looks like to me. The texture is really weird looking. I don't like this. This one just looks wrong. Like, I don't like how desaturated everything looks. They look a lot like desaturated zombies. It's just, the eyes look very weird. I don't like it. It's more uncanny than it would ever be hot. You know, it's just kind of weird looking. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to censor this one. If a cat had an ass this fat, she probably wouldn't even be able to stand up straight. Dude, can I even show this on YouTube? I mean, it's straight up... Okay, I'm gonna censor it heavily, but it's kind of obvious to tell what is going on here. Yeah, Tiger Lily seems to be into it as she's slapped by her sister. Remember? They're sisters, right? Trust me, Tito, this will give us a lot of likes on TikTok. Man, what am I doing with my life? Why am I exposing people to horrors no man should ever see? I mean, the GIF is awful, but I can't exactly say the source material was helping all that much either. I have to ask the same question I did in my last video. Who is the audience for this, man? The characters are very cutesy, so one could easily assume it's for children. But surely this can't possibly be meant for kids to watch. God, it's so inappropriate. If this is meant for children, this is like baby's first GIF? Who is Tito Lizzardo meant for? Your regular Spotify addicts? People who like pop? People who like reggaeton? Well, if that was the case, Sony would have advertised it to them. That's another curious thing. Have you seen any advertisement for Tito Lizzardo at all? Because I haven't, not in any of the social media I use. Absolutely nothing. If Sony were smart, they'd advertise this to furries, cause that seems like the most reasonable audience to target. I mean, even Disney was smart enough to advertise Utopia to furries. Or maybe not so smart. But it made money. That's all that matters in the end, right? Tito Lazardo continues to be an internet oddity, and also somewhat of a mystery. There are no credits anywhere, so I have no idea who animated this thing, who edited it, who produced it. It's like everyone who worked on this project is deliberately trying to not be associated with it. It's also sad that since there's very few people who actually know this exists, there's also very little fan art. And the fan art that does exist, well, you know. I only managed to find 2 wholesome pieces of Tito Lizzardo fan art in the entirety of the internet. 2. So, guess what? I felt kind of bad that the only art of Tito there is just porn, so I made my own fan art. I unironically like the designs of the characters, especially Caddy. I just wish they weren't so sexualized all the time. So I made a wholesome little drawing. My boyfriend has heard my Tito Lizzardo rants over and over, and he's come to hate himself as much as I do. So he also made fan art. And you know what I'm gonna do with it? Guess what I found on their YouTube channel? Their business email. I'm gonna just email them this art, and then if I somehow get a response or some kind of confirmation that they're people and not an AI, I'll give you guys an update. But for now, that's kind of all we have for today. I wanted to take a moment to thank everybody who supported me on my Patreon personally. You see this thing? This is the mic support part that I needed to make my mic function properly, and now I finally have it, and I can finally record videos properly when my mic is properly positioned. I managed to buy this with the Patreon money. So now I'm pretty much fully equipped to film videos live, and I can't thank you all enough. Everyone who watches me, but especially my patrons. I know technically only some of you are in the right tier for a verbal shoutout, but I'm gonna make a special exception this time. I would like to give a thank you and a huge shoutout to my patrons, Pedro Andrade Arauz, Prince Ahmed, Ana Devereaux, Edgar Zayas, DJ Razor, LDQ, Pyro Nuke, and I sex the pumpkin. Alright. I sex the pumpkin. Thank you so much for your support. This really wouldn't be possible without you guys. As usual, thank you so much for watching this nightmare with me, and I'll see you all next time. Roll on the fan art.